Alright, welcome along to a brand new video. Now we're going to be talking about how to deal with sanctimonious people. The sort of people that come across as just been self-righteous, holier than thou, just overly moralising. I don't think any of us are going to have to search too far in our own personal experience to come across someone that has acted like that in the past, or is probably indeed acting like it now towards you. So I've got a few tips for you on how to deal with these sanctimonious people. Okay, so first up we have stay calm and composed. Sanctimonious people often thrive on getting a reaction out of you. Keep your emotions in check and respond with a level head to avoid feeding into their sense of superiority. Okay, so second up, we have don't take it personally. Their behaviour often reflects their own insecurities or need for validation rather than a genuine judgment or view. Recognising this can help you detach emotionally. Number 3 is to set boundaries. Politely but firmly establish limits if their behaviour becomes overbearing. For example, say, I appreciate your perspective, but I'd rather not discuss this any further. The fourth tip that I have for you is to use humour to deflect. A light-hearted comment or joke can disarm their preachiness without escalating any tension. For example, you could say to them, wow, you must be the moral compass for us all. Saying that there with a smile can shift the dynamic. Alright, number 5 is to ask questions. Challenge their stance subtly by asking clarifying questions like, what makes you feel so strongly about this? This can expose flaws in their reasoning and make them maybe rethink their approach. Number 6 is agree to disagree. If the conversation isn't productive, end it gracefully with, I see where you're coming from, but I think we're just going to have to differ on this one. Number 7 is to limit engagement. If possible, reduce the time you spend with these sanctimonious people. Politely excuse yourself from prolonged interactions to preserve your own energy. Number 8 is to focus on the facts, not feelings. When they lean into moral superiority, steer the conversation towards objective points. This can ground the discussion and lessen their emotional leverage. Number 9 is don't try to change them. Sanctimonious people are often entrenched in their own views. Accept that they're unlikely to shift their mindset and focus on managing your response instead. And number 10 is to model humility. Counter their attitude by staying humble and open-minded. This not only keeps you above the fray, but might subtly highlight their sanctimony by contrast. Okay, so hopefully this has been helpful. I think this is going to be a very helpful video for quite a few of you guys out there. I know this is something that I have dealt with in the past as a small child, and more recently in my adult life. There's always someone out there that thinks they're better than you. Sanctimonious behaviour it can be devastating mentally whenever it runs unchecked for so long. And I didn't even realise up until the last few months, you've been on this channel for a while, like I've kind of covered this stuff before, but I just wanted to give you an example of a sanctimonious person that I've had in my life since I was a small child, and I've literally just cut them off in the last couple of months. I had to go that way. For me, if someone is overstepping a boundary, I will politely tell them that, this is something that, again, as you've seen through those tips, and I see where you're coming from, we're just going to have to differ in this one. I will give them that politely, and if they overstep it, again, I will sever contact if it's bad enough. And for me, you're going to come across different kinds of sanctimonious behaviour in your lifetime, but in my experience, whenever you come across someone that demonstrates this sanctimonious behaviour, but it's coming from a religious perspective, they can be fairly devastating. And whenever it comes to me personally, I'm getting stuff recently. If you haven't seen prior videos, I had a guy basically condemning me to hell because of my likes in my own spare time. Now, if I just tilt the camera to the side, I don't even need to do it. First up, we have this jacket right here. If you don't know what that is the jacket that Hugh Jackman wore in the Wolverine movie. Obviously not the exact jacket, but a replica. And if we just go here, we've got a Stormtrooper right there. I'm not going to show the TV because there's probably something copyrighted there. I know I'm saying that there. What you're going to see here probably is. So this is the sort of thing I'm talking about. I love doing this channel, giving these little tips videos and whatnot, giving you kind of, trying to help people as best I can, and love doing that. But I recently redesigned the office here essentially with this background for a review channel I have on YouTube, and essentially this Sanctimonious character, if he seen this video, or if I took a still from this video and I put it online on my Facebook account or something like that, Instagram, just like screenshot, thinking of doing a few reviews tonight, something as simple as that, I would be automatically condemned to hell, because all this is evil and the religious mind of a lot of people. And I'm just like, you know what, it is what it is. It's just like innocent likes from your childhood. Of course, I'm doing a review channel and I have this sort of stuff lying about in storage somewhere. I may as well stick it out and put it on there. Like if you're making up a video where you're talking about a movie or a TV show or something, this is a fairly decent background to have for it. But I know for a fact from past experience that I would be condemned to hell. And recently, within the last couple of months, I'm just going to grab something from the shelf here if you haven't already spotted it. We have this bad boy here. Now, I did post a photograph of myself, covering our old territory again, if you haven't been on the channel for a while. I am doing a little bit of training at the moment to try and not lose a lot of weight, but just kind of tone myself up ever so slightly. I've got a fairly good size to myself, but I just feel that I want a bit more tone and muscle to keep that second chin away. So I posted a photograph online one night where I was wearing the jacket right here, and I had the glove, or the claws of Wolverine on, with a simple caption: I've got the jacket, I've got the claws, all I need now is the body. Obviously a little self-deprecating joke because I'm trying to get myself into shape. So that prompted the response from this guy to please come back to the Lord, Rodney. And you would think that's coming from a place of I'm just looking out for I'm just looking out for the best for you, essentially, coming from this guy. But you know what, you taking that kind of behaviour took me right back to being like a 12-year-old kid, where this same guy confiscated. He probably doesn't even remember doing this, but whenever you do something, especially towards a small kid, and it has a bit of an emotional effect on them, you would think that someone that was trying to be, well, this guy was let's just say he was a preacher back in the day, you'd think they would have a little bit more humility and be tuned in towards people's mental health, not just driving whatever they believe down your throat. So this guy hit me with the whole "you're going to hell" thing whenever I was a kid, 10, 11 years old, maybe younger actually. And again, it was down to X-Men. I had a comic book, came across it in the shop, had a little bit of pocket money, seen an X-Men comic book, bought it, and I was just like sitting out in the street reading this thing. Essentially, the shop was just down from his house, and he took the comic away and telling a small child, "You're going to burn forever. This is evil, this shit." And I kind of forgot about that over the years, and then he hits me with this weird thing about the little jacket and claws thing and trying to lose weight. I think in his mind he is probably seeing the claws and thinking Freddy Krueger. But just took me right back there, and I thought to myself, right, I have already at this point, that's only a few months back, I already at that point had told him he had said something else via social media publicly. Didn't even have the respect to come at me privately and say, blah blah blah, I'm seeing this, I'm kind of concerned about your behaviour, whatever it may be. And I told him then publicly as well, this is something I'm not willing to discuss publicly on my profile. And that was a warning shot. And the second thing happened, and I just had to cut contact with him, but not just him. Just for me personally, that's not probably not a huge thing for anybody watching this video. Telling you the story, you're probably thinking it's not that bad, but it took me back to a little bit of childhood trauma. Let's just say, words can affect a small kid really badly, and then somebody's going to tell you you're going to burn forever to read a comic book. It does tend to stick with you. So, just that behaviour took me right back to that small kid, and I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to have to do something for this small kid right now, and block this guy, get him out of there. So he's gone, his wife's gone, his kids are even gone at this point from my social media. Just clear cut, get out of there. Sanctimonious behaviour. You don't have to put up with it. If you can deal with it in a grown up way and keep yourself out of it, Godspeed to you. If you can deal with it, get it sorted, shut it down, happy days. But if someone tends to throw themselves up onto the top of a step ladder, look down at you constantly throughout your life, politely just walk away. Whenever it comes to social media, people do tend to get very butthurt whenever you take them off it. It's almost like the most brutal thing that you can do to someone now is take them away from your social media. But when it comes to social media, I tend to look at it as your own living room and your own house. If you wouldn't have someone come into your house in real life and give you bad manners, why are you going to let them come into your social media and the online world and give you bad manners as well? It's up to you who comes into your life, whether it's physically or digitally. So you need to look after the old noggin at the end of the day. Sanctimonious behaviour, it's crap all around, and don't deal with it if you don't have to. That's going to do it for this video. I hope it made sense. I know the tips did, but I didn't really think through what I was going to say in this part of the video. So if it has resonated with you, please let me know in the comments below. And until the next video, stay safe, and I will talk to you all then.